Hi everyone, Bob here. Just want to share one of my guitars with everybody. Those who know me and know me well know a few years ago I wrote a poem called Inspire, which is going to be the name of this guitar. Now, every label here that I chose to use could have a meaning, which would bring you to this label. It says inspiration. So hopefully you'll have some inspiration in your life. First, we start with the box. The box came from overseas. There's a ship on it, which came from Las Corbillas, which is the cigar company. And the ship signifies travel. It came across the ocean to get here. Now, this label is the label that was put on the box when the cigars were put in it to ship them overseas. So that label could simplify and represent birth. The birth of this box. Over here we have a Captain Alvarez label. Captain could mean you are the captain of your own body, your own soul. There's 2 coins. Could simplify and mean wealth. Here's a Havana label that I kind of cut and spaced out. You'll see in a second why. But here it says Havana. You think Havana, or Havana, Cuba, you think lights and sparkly outfits and sparkly clothing. So hopefully something in life will keep that sparkle going. And here we have part of that label, which is bail. It's a Del Havana label. Sometimes you want to bail out in life, but you don't. You just want to bail out, that's all. Over here we have a diamond crown label. Diamond, of course, is girl's best friend. We could all use a best friend. Here's the other part of the label. I like it because it looks like a money sign. Plus it's got an R and an S in it, which could stand for rich and successful, which also brings us over here to the Captain label, the 2 coins. Now this one is funny. This one really, it's just colorful, but it reminds me of that TV show where the guy goes, "Bazinga! Bazinga!" and he's in the ball play thing. I'm sure you know the show. But that means, that's a memory. That's a fond memory, a funny memory, a good memory. So hopefully this label will represent a memory, a good memory. And I kind of like painted squiggly lines on the pickup rings. Not a good artist, but I added my personal touch, my own hand to it. Because of what this box represents. Over here we have a crown with a cross on it. The cross could be meaning the cross of God, our King. Which brings us to this one. It's a little pillar. The pillar is what holds things up, so it could hold us up in life. We need our God to help hold us up. And then we have at birth our family. Over here is a perfecto label. Sometimes we try to be perfect in life. And this little spot here, I don't know how well you can see it, but it's a purpose mistake. Because even with trying to be perfect, even with creating memories, we make mistakes. And that's where we turn to God to help guide us back on the right path. And our family for the support. Hence, the birth. The family support. So by taking all this into consideration, that's where that label also comes into play again, the inspiration label. You'll be inspired. Well, this guitar is far from done. As you can see, I got a lot left to do. I got to retap the hole for the neck. I have to still install the pickups. The wiring harness and everything's already put in, but when I put the pickups in, I'll have to take them out to hook them up. The jack input still has to be installed. Okay, so it's far from done. A lot of people wanted to see the insides of my guitars and how I make them. Well, I take a piece of either oak, high-grade maple, or in this case poplar, and it's a 1x4 1/4, I think it is, or 1x4, that runs the whole length of the inside of the box. Then I have 2 pieces of mahogany that came with the box. It's like a spacer or divider. I just put a little spacer between them to compensate for the depth of the bridge, which leaves me not much room, but enough room to put the bottom pickup in. Now over here on the two sides, they're kind of the same. I just reversed the glue pattern. I have two long pieces that are glued to this poplar, which are also glued to the box itself, to tie the poplar and these pieces in to prevent, you know, any flexing once the strings are put on. Over here I had to cut out for the switch, the three-way, and a depth for it. Now this little piece here, that's just to dress it up a little so these wires don't get caught up. You know, it kind of gives them a flat bed to sit on. This little guy up here, what that's for, that actually came off the hole where the pickup was, a little tiny piece. So when I close the lid, somewhere in here I'm going to put a screw, which will screw this lid shut. Because down here is going to be screwed from the bridge. The back, I'm not worried about the back because I got two hinges. That's going to keep the back of the box closed. Just with everything tightened up here. I don't know how well you can see it, but I'm just going to put an extra screw to make sure this lid stays shut and don't open when you're playing it. And as you can see, the back is already done. I pre-drilled everything. Put another label on the back. And you can see it's made in Honduras, which is a pretty cool box. Alright, well there you go. Hopefully this guitar will inspire somebody to write, inspire somebody to sing, play the guitar, write a song on this guitar, or any guitar. So, there you go.